Hello, St. Michael's Church community. How are you? My name is Glenn Coppinger. My wife Leanne and my son Jimmy have been parishioners here for about 12 years, I would say. So today I'm here to talk about God in my life and where do I see God? I think I see Him the most when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Let me explain. I'm kind of a revert. It's been about 20 years I've been back to the faith, and about that time 20 years ago I was struggling with many things. I wasn't going to church. I wasn't looking for answers other than answers that I thought I could come up with, and life sort of got tough on me. So the question of God came up. So I went and visited with a priest one day, and he heard my story. I kind of told him everything I was going through and my struggles, and he asked me, he said, "Glenn, do you pray?" And I said, "Yeah, I pray." And the fact was I really didn't all that much. And he says, "Well, that's good." He goes, "When you pray, when do you pray?" And I said, "Maybe before I go to bed." He goes, "That's good, that's good." He says, "And you should always pray before you rest for the day." He said, "But why would you wait to the end of the day and say, 'God, where were you today? Why don't you start each day in prayer?'" And he challenged me that day to give 20 minutes to God each day. And at that point, I didn't know what I could do for 20 minutes possibly to make that. And he says, read some scripture, ask God what he's saying in there, and just discuss it with him. Discuss your life, discuss whatever your concerns are. And he says, "Glenn, I guarantee you, if you make a commitment to this every day, he'll reveal himself to you." So I did what I was supposed to do, and I sat there in the morning, and at the beginning it was very dry. But eventually I started reading the Bible and starting to read it in a way that actually showed me myself, my insecurities, my pride, all those things. That 20 minutes ended up being an hour. I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning with my Bible in hand and praying to God. And eventually the God that I thought was up in the sky was very close. It changed my life, and I noticed, and was I consistent? Yes, I was for several years. And then when I drifted off from that a little bit, I realized life got tougher. And luckily something would hit me to say, get back in the chair where I pray, and I pray at the same place every day. Get back in that chair and bring God back in. And what that's done mostly for me is in my work life and my family life, it's actually made me pray all day long. So no matter what happens in my life, if it's positive or negative, I look at, instead of saying, "Why me, Lord?" I say, What do you want me to see here? And I have to tell you, once I started to see the things that I thought were bad in life, the blessings that seemed to come out of those things, even like quick little work-related problems that seemed to be horrible, I realized that he's got my back. So when I'm doing what I'm supposed to, by putting him first, is when I see God the most, and I see it in people. One of the things too is to learn how to slow down. So when someone comes into my office at work, or I run into somebody, even if I'm busy, I now know, like, okay, this person's in front of me, slow down and listen. So it's developed my relationships with people. It's done so much, just making that commitment. So where do I see God? I see God in what he shows me. So sort of my quick little story for this week, and thank you, and God bless you. Thanks. Bye.